So the other question is, what programming languages do I use? And the answer is really that it just depends. But the languages I learned use mostly lately are languages for cloud native computing. So I use Bash constantly, constantly. Bash is by far the most important language in my toolbox. Of any other language, Bash, I spend most of my time coding in Bash. Uh, Bash has gotten really, 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 really important. You could say shell, and then you could say POSIX. So actually, to be fair, I've been coding in Ash. Ash and Bash are the two languages. Ash is the shell that comes with BusyBox. Uh, so I could say Ash, Dash, and Bash. The difference is Ash and Dash are very, very rudimentary, and they are not designed for. Ash and Dash are not designed for a lot of fancy stuff that you can do with Bash. Bash is designed as the default interactive shell on Linux, which is the basis of everything that you should be doing. If you're doing Linux, you should learn Bash. You should really, really master Bash. Everybody should. I think Bash should be your first programming language, which indirectly you come to by way of Ash and Dash. Ash, Dash, and Bash are all forward compatible with each other, or backward compatible. I don't know how you say that. They're all compatible with each other. But sometimes you don't have Bash, and so you have to use Ash or Dash. And you just need to know that flow. You need to really know that flow and know what's dangerous and what's not. By the way, if you do this, you know, I want to put here, use shell check all the things. Okay, shell check everything. That's the best way to learn it. If you start to write it and you see there's somebody else's script, you start writing it and learning about it. There's actually some URLs that William posted the other day that are really great. So here's one of them. This is I don't have anything to do with this, but so far I've been looking it over, and I'm really impressed with Dylan's stuff. So he has the Pure SH Bible that he's written. It's a nice book here. I haven't read through the whole thing, but it looks really good. And he has another one for Bash. So far those are my favorite resources for that. Another resource for that is would be, so I guess you could say see also here. You could, well, what's the other one? Yeah, I got it. And then the other one is, so let's put the resources here. Resources. So you get so shell check everything. When you run a shell check everything, shell check also gives you Wikipedia posts, not Wikipedia, but wiki posts that explain the errors, and you can actually turn the errors off. This is something I didn't know until recently. So, and then you want to do, you know, the Bibles from Dylan. That's what we'll call them. How about that? And I'm just going to go ahead and post this here. So Dylan Arps, he has a, if you click on his name here, he's got another one here too. So, self-taught creator of Kiss Linux. Holy gosh. I mean, whenever they say self-taught, I almost immediately want to follow them. Did he make NeoFetch? Tell me he didn't make NeoFetch. Oh, he did? Holy cow. Or did he fork it? He actually made NeoFetch? Holy shit. So yeah, this guy's good. He knows what he's doing. And this is the kind of person you really want to follow. So I can't believe I haven't been following him already. I'm following him, and I'm going to do everything I can with Dylan here, because I mean, this stuff is really great. He just only started recently doing his contributions here again. I wonder if he was on GitLab all this time like me. All right, so that's the first programming language. What other programming languages I use? If I'm not using that, I'm writing in Go. Go is the most. There's just a thing that came out on some blog about the new survey about languages, and it's kind of lame, as they always are, but it showed the top 4 languages: JavaScript, Python, Java, and Go. And so There you are. I mean, those are the languages that most people are looking for. How's it going, Benito? So the reason Go is because I'm a cloud native person, so I'm doing all that. The next after that is Python. So if you're doing any infrastructure stuff, you're gonna have to mess with Python at some point. I'm not doing data, kind of things, but you definitely have to use Python. I would, if I often reach for Perl, if it's kind of a toss. Actually, if I have to be honest, every day I probably code in Perl more than Python at any given moment, because sometimes I need more than what Bash will give me, and so I go for Perl. I'll reach for Perl. But to tell you the truth, it's not that frequent, right? So let's put this into terms like, well, what are the most important languages for you to learn, right? So you can get away without Perl and write it in Bash almost always. I made a really good video on that if you want to go watch it, about using Perl in 2021. And William said he wasted time on stupid things. Well, we all are, right? That's why I'm so motivated to try to make a list of non-stupid things. So let me fix this. So then what else we got? We got this is the language. I don't code in it if I'm doing something besides that, I'm also doing web stuff, right? Not very often, but I have to put it up here because this is what I'm using. If you're honest with what you actually use, JavaScript is a great first language. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, DOM-based JavaScript. So, and the only other language that I probably code in, I mean, if you're, this is kind of asking which one should you learn first and stuff, and which one do you use all the time. I would say I use Shell, Go. I definitely code in Python and Perl almost exactly the same amount, to tell you the truth. And then it's web. So that's it. Oh, we don't have a thing on here. TXT. Like U01. Now I can do it. TXT. I can't keep my shell keys on. Sorry, guys. TXT. All right. What the hell? There. And then if I'm doing embedded stuff, I code in C. Now this is just how I code. There's probably a chance for me to code with some more Java, but I haven't done any Java in a very, very long time. And I think I might need that a little bit more depending on the project. So if I'm doing Android development, it's going to be Java or Kotlin, right? But this is the fair question as of this moment, today, as of this moment. These are the languages I code in at least once per month to get stuff done for work and pleasure. So that's it. Not much there. And so yeah. Yep. So we're going to go with that. That doesn't mean that's what you should learn, right? You got to understand that I am doing, C# is great for lots of reasons, but none of which I need. So I'm doing cloud native stuff. Cloud native, Bash and Go are hands down or the most overwhelming languages. In fact, let me put. I'm going to just have to cut this to the chase here and say, let's see. These are the languages that I couldn't. I don't know. Work and pleasure. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. I don't know what else to say. What are you talking about? Is my mic not on? So there you go. Is my mic acting funny? Pardo, senor. That's all. You can land this video. You can go leave now. You hear me? Okay. So I'm going to save that, and we'll call that one a day. Okay. So those are also the languages of hacking. If you were gonna go into cybersecurity, you would probably add assembly on there. but they are the same languages. The languages for cloud native. This is probably why I like cloud native computing and Kubernetes and all this stuff. The languages that you use for cloud native applications development and infrastructure stuff, they're the same exact languages that you would use for hacking. So if you're going to go into SecOps or going to be a security hacker or something like that, for security, Ruby is important for sure. Yeah. Metasploit is written all in Ruby, but I personally don't. I mean, I love Ruby. I learned it about way back when, but I don't know if I would do that. The Metasploit database actually accepts lots of other languages now besides just Python. But I'm not focused on security. I'm focused on cloud native stuff. The really great news is that I posted an article about the 2,000% increase in malware written in Go, which is a good sign. When hackers reach for Go because they can do things more efficiently and sneakily, and most importantly, quickly, yeah, that's where they reach for Go. So that's always a good sign. So those are the languages I think you should learn if you're going to go into DevOps, Cloud Native, and or security and security operations. Obviously, if you're going to do pen testing, you're going to be all about the JavaScript. You should probably put SQL in there as well. All right, and that's the end of that video. Go ahead and put a